So, hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome to the live stream. So, basically, the press conference should begin in a few minutes. We're gonna have a live reaction, and if any of you guys are wondering, you can watch this on the MUTV app for free. It's absolutely free. So, if any of you guys want to watch it live, then you can just head over there. So, guys, Ralf Ragnick, the press conference has started and says Ralf Ragnick basically confirms Victor Lindelof will not play tomorrow. I mean, that's a blow because Victor Lindelof obviously is having a really good time with Rafael Varane as centre back pairing. So it looks like Harry Maguire will return tomorrow. So Ralf Ragnick has confirmed that Victor Lindelof will not play for MUFC tomorrow as he wants to stay with his wife and children after breaking at their home on Wednesday. So pretty disappointing news, I would say, but thoughts go out to Victor Lindelof and his family. Hopefully they're all fine. So no Victor Lindelof tomorrow, guys. That is pretty much confirmed by Ralf Ragnick. So Victor Lindelof will not feature for tomorrow's game. That basically has been confirmed already. So Ralf Ragnick on Victor Lindelof, he said to me that right now he needs to stay at home. He doesn't want to leave his family on their own, which I fully understand being a father of two. We agreed that he'll not be in training today and not be on duty tomorrow for the game. So basically, Victor Lindelof will not feature in tomorrow's game, guys. That is confirmed. So it looks like Harry Maguire will have to return for tomorrow's game. So it should be Maguire and Varane, supposedly. So, guys, that's the first bit of information we've got so far. Hopefully, we get some more comments from Ralph Ragnick. So, Ralph Ragnick on Diego Dalot, as you can see, offensively, he has a lot of assets. He's somebody who can deliver crosses from the wing and also take on players in one-on-one situations. The areas where he can improve and where there's space for him to improve is his defensive work. I think that's pretty common knowledge by now that Diego Dalot is a bit weak on his defensive side compared to his attacking side. Adam Wan-Bissaka completely the opposite, weak on his attacking side compared to defensive side. So Diego Lord will 100% play tomorrow, guys, because Adam Wan-Bissaka is still out injured. So far, guys, we've got the news that Victor Lindelof will not feature in tomorrow's game. Pretty unfortunate, I would say, but it is what it is. So we've got a few more comments. Ralph Ragnick on Jadon Sancho. He didn't train yesterday because he still asked us to not train. He attended a funeral on Wednesday. It still affected him quite a lot. He's expected back to training this afternoon at 3 o'clock. So also, he says, right now, I'm not sure if he will be available for the game tomorrow. It was an important member of the family, somebody who was close to all his life. I have to wait and see. Speak to him before training and after training and take the decision. So, Jadon Sancho could also not feature. Belder Gaming says, why is Lindelof out? So, Lindelof has basically chosen to stay back with his family because there was a break in basically at his home during the game versus Brentford. Luckily, no one is, basically hurt or something. Everyone basically is safe. His family is safe, so that's good to hear. So he's chosen to be out of this game to spend time with his family at the moment. So Victor Lindelof will miss the game, and it looks like Jadon Sancho might miss the game too. As you can see, Ralph Ragnick is still not sure whether he'll feature, so he definitely won't start looking on it. So Ralph Ragnick on Cristiano Ronaldo's reaction to being subbed. We shouldn't make too much of a fuss out of it. A player like CSM doesn't like to be substituted. Reaction emotional, not a problem. I know offensive players react to this, but the team is more important no matter what. I think this is pretty obvious, guys, that basically was frustration from Ronaldo. So Maguire does start tomorrow, guys. Obviously, this will be because there's no way he's going to play. I would say Matic at centre back. That is the only thing he can do because, as we know, Tuanzebe is at Napoli and Eric Bailly is at the AFCON, so he's got basically no other options. He could play Phil Jones, but I think he'd rather play Maguire than Phil Jones at the moment. So that's what we've had so far, guys. Not a lot of comments, but we've got basically confirmation that Victor Lindelof will not feature. Also, it looks like Jadon Sancho might not feature. So Ralph Ragnick on Jesse Lingard. Newcastle showed interest in him, but I am not the one dealing with that. So if you ask me now what will happen in the next 10 days, I cannot answer that question, I'm afraid. Regarding Jesse, it's the same as quite a few other players. He's a really good player. It's normal at other clubs. Newcastle showed interest in him, but I am not the one dealing with that. So I think Jesse Lingard to Newcastle will happen, guys. It's pretty much, I think, going to happen because it might be more of a loan deal. There's also thoughts that there might be some sort of relegation clause in it. So let's see what happens with that. So Ralf Rangnick on transfers. If you ask me now what will happen in the next 10 days, I cannot answer the question. I mean, in 10 days, we haven't still had, I would say, a proper kind of links to any CDM so far. We've had the basic Zakaria links, and I think we've also had Haidara links in the past 3 days, but I don't think anything's major going to develop, and I don't think any transfers will be taking place for Man United in January. It's unfortunate, but I think in 10 days, I don't think United can get anything done. So, as we know, Jadon Sancho is doubtful for tomorrow's game. He obviously won't start. We know that for sure. So, guys, these are all the comments we've got so far. And let's just wait for a few minutes and see if anything else develops. So, guys, let's just take a look if we have any other new comments from Ralph Ragnick so far. So, Ralph Ragnick on what Diego Lord can offer. Offensively, he has a lot of assets. He did he did well for somebody who can deliver crosses from the wing. He can take on players one-on-one decision situations. There's still space for improvement in his defensive work. I mean, it's kind of a repeated comment. We've seen this already. So looks like Man City will not be going away during the break. Spoke to club and decided it wasn't safe due to the virus, says Pep. So guys, we got a few more comments. Ragnick regarding Jesse Lingard. I think we've read this already, so let's just go for the next one. So far with developments I've had while I'm here with Diego Lod and Teres, I'm happy. They get more game time now because Luke Shaw is still injured and Bissaka is still ill. So I mean, this possibly could mean that Ralph Ragnick is forced to play Teles and Delort because, as he says here, they get more game time now because Luke Shaw is injured and Wan Bissaka is still ill. This could mean that he's only playing them because of that reason. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens if all of them are fit, guys. If Van Bissaka and Luke Shaw's fit, whether Tellez and Dalot would still play. I think Dalot might have a chance, but for some reason, I think he would play Luke Shaw or Tellez. So let's just see what happens, guys. We've got, I would say, roughly 15 minutes left for his press conference to end. So Ralf Rangnick on Diego Dalot, he's not that much of a defensive fullback, but more of an offensive fullback. But this is normal. There are quite a few other fullbacks in other clubs where it is the same. So Welry Gaming says, okay. Corwin says, good job, brother. Thank you so much for joining the stream. And thanks a lot. So, guys, let me know your predictions if you have any for tomorrow's game. I think I'm going to back it to be a draw. I would prefer Man United to win the game, but West Ham is currently, they're a really good team, guys, and they're fourth. I was surprised to know that they're fourth in the Premier League. I mean, we're almost, I think we're easily past halfway. We've got like something 17 games left to play, and West Ham being in fourth spot is pretty great achievement for them. I mean, they could qualify for the Champions League. Obviously, it's currently a tight race for top four, so they could drop out anytime. So we've got 15 people watching so far. Thank you so much, guys, for joining the stream. If you enjoyed the stream, then please be sure to like and subscribe. So we're getting a few repeated comments of Victor Lindelof and stuff like that. So let's just wait for a few minutes, guys, and hopefully we'll get some more information. So, guys, we've got a few more comments, so let's just go through them. So, Ralf Ragnick, we had exactly the same decision at Brentford as at Villa. 70 minutes played, 2 up against a team who does not give up. Therefore, for me, it was logical with the negative experience we had at Villa to do it differently this time. In some parts of the game, you are dominating the game, pinning the other team back, and all of a sudden it can be different. Therefore, it's important to be able to react to what the game needs now, to what the team needs. So it was clear we bring on Harry Maguire and then defend this 2-0 result. I think basically did that because he seen what happened against Aston Villa and he didn't want a repeat of that. And in the end, we even scored a third one on the counter attack, and it was clear we were going to win the game. So Ralf Ragnick asked about switching to a back three against Aston Villa. In a way, in football, it's a bit like chess. Things can change so quickly during the game. If you watch the last night's semi-final in the Carabao Cup, things can change from one minute to another. So I mean, it could be a back three tomorrow, but I think it's going to be a back four, guys. I think Harry Maguire will return because if it's a back three, then I don't think Harry Maguire returns. So he says, I know Jesse Lingard's contract is expiring in the summer. The question is, what does he want to do? I wouldn't be unhappy if he stayed until the rest of the season because he is a player who can always play and I know the level. I think Jesse Lingard needs to go, guys, especially for his future because obviously we've got the World Cup this year. And it doesn't look like Jesse Lingard will get into the squad. Obviously, the chances of him getting to the squad are very low, but maybe if he plays at another club, maybe if he has a loan spell like the one at West Ham, he could just make it in. So once again on Jesse Lingard, he says it's the question of what the player wants. What other options does he have? So obviously we know Newcastle is currently the team that could take him on loan. A permanent deal could be done. Actually, a permanent deal is more suitable, guys. Obviously, because his contract does expire in the summer, so it definitely will be a permanent deal. Obviously, it will have some relegation clause. I know his contract is expiring in the summer, referring to Lingard. The question is, what does he want to do? So on Lingard, he says he's a very good player, a technical player. Here at Manchester United, it's not so easy. We have other players who can play in that position, and we cannot change from one game to another, five or six positions. So it doesn't look like Jesse Lingard will get game time, guys. I don't think many people expected that. I think at the start, some people thought that Ralf Ragnick and Jesse Lingard will be the perfect combination, but it just hasn't worked out. So Ralf Ragnick says my full focus, as I have indicated, is to win games with this team. In order to win games as a team, we need to develop as a team. We need to improve in some areas. We have done so in the last couple of weeks. I mean, I would agree he has improved a lot in the last few matches. Obviously, the match against Brentford, we were horrible in the first half, but we were good in the second half. The match against Aston Villa, you could argue that kind of is one of Ralf Ragnick's best performances, even though it was a draw. Up till the 70th minute was a really good performance. I think the one against Crystal Palace is slightly better, but there was some good football played in that. Against Brentford, we were horrible in the first 45 minutes, but once again, the second half, a completely different side. So I would agree that there has been improvement, and I just hope Ralf Ragnick sticks with the same side for quite some time. I think Anthony Elanga will definitely start the game tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see whether he goes with McTominay or Fred or Matic or Fred. So I personally would prefer Matic, but Matic can't play every game, so let's just see what happens. So, guys, we're closing in to the end of his press conference. Let's just see. We're going to have a few more comments. So, Ralph Ragnick says, but there's still more space for that in vast areas of our game, and this is where my focus is. I'm not dealing with what might happen in 4 or 5 months. That is not on top of my list. It's about how we can win the game against West Ham, then FA Cup against Middlesbrough, and then Burnley, playing Southampton and Brighton at home. I do think that Ralf Ragnick will not be the manager for next season, but let's see what happens. As you can see, my focus is, as I've indicated, to win games. We've already read that. So Ralph has provided a list of absentees for Saturday, including one from Wednesday's starting lineup. That is obviously referring to Victor Lindelof, Jadon Sancho. It does look like he's going to miss the game, guys. It does look like Jadon Sancho will miss the game. So Jadon Sancho, Victor Lindelof out of the game. I mean, Jadon Sancho could make the bench though. I mean, it's good to see Paul Pogba because I think Paul Pogba has returned to training, so that's great to see. Hopefully, he can get some game time. It does look like that he might leave in the summer. I think it's most possible he will leave in the summer because I don't see a reason for him to stay anymore. So, guys, the press conference should be over. We just read a few more comments. So, we've got a few more repeated comments for Ralf Ragnick. So, hopefully, Man United can win the game tomorrow, guys, against West Ham. It's going to be a tough game because West Ham currently at the moment, I think they are still fourth in the Premier League. Give me a minute. So West Ham are fourth, guys. So West Ham are fourth on 37 points, 22 games played. Man United, however, have 21 games played. So we have an extra game in hand. So if we win tomorrow's game, guys, we go on 38. That means we move above West Ham on points. So that would be a massive boost. Tottenham, they have 3 games. I mean, how the heck if Tottenham basically. Tottenham have got a massive chance, guys, if they win their 3 games. Because Tottenham could actually, I think Tottenham could come really close to Chelsea. I mean, Antonio Conte is doing a brilliant job at Tottenham because they could actually get Champions League. So if Tottenham win their next 3 games, they could actually go above Chelsea, guys. And Chelsea just have Chelsea have basically played more games. So if Tottenham manage to win all their games, Tottenham will move above Chelsea, that is in third place. It's just absolutely unbelievable how Tottenham have changed. You can see their last 5 games, 1-3, drawn 2. I didn't know that this was possible for Tottenham because Chelsea have played 23 games and Tottenham have played 19. So if Tottenham, they could actually finish second too, guys, because if they win their 3 games in hand, they could go 45. That is on same points with Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool do have a game in hand, but they can definitely go above Chelsea. They could also go 3 points clear of Chelsea because Chelsea have played a game extra, so surprising that Tottenham could actually end up being second or third. So if Tottenham managed to get 3 points, I think Tottenham are playing. Yeah, so Tottenham are basically playing Chelsea. I mean, that's a really important game because whoever wins, Tottenham obviously having 2 more games in hand, but it's going to be a really important game. So hopefully Chelsea manages. Hopefully the game a draw would be the best result for Man United, but I don't think Tottenham can hold off Chelsea. Chelsea are in a bad form, so let's see what happens. Arsenal currently on 20 games. So, I mean, Arsenal also could go above United. So, basically, Man United are in a false position at the moment, I would say. We should actually be, I think we should be in 8th, guys, if you actually see. But let's just see what happens. I mean, I'm surprised that Tottenham have 3 games in hand because if they win all games, all the 3 games, guys, they could go on third and they could come really close to Liverpool. And surprisingly, they could actually end up being second. So that's some season turnaround for Tottenham. So, guys, I think that's going to be it. Let's just see if we have a few more comments. So, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Kept my highlights says sad for Lindelof, but Maguire doesn't deserve to start. But I think Maguire will start because I don't think he's going to play Phil Jones when Harry Maguire is there on the bench. I think it wouldn't be a horrible decision to play Phil Jones. But I think with Maguire there, I think Ragnick will favor Maguire because obviously that day against Brentford, he brought on Maguire for the last 10 minutes or so. So I think he's going to go with Maguire. It would be pretty embarrassing for Phil Jones to get picked over Maguire. I mean, that would be a massive blow for Harry Maguire because basically he is the captain of the club at the moment. Even though Bruno Fernandes has had the armband in the last two matches, Ralf Rangnick has said that he will not remove Maguire off the captaincy. I mean, some would disagree that Bruno should be the captain, or David De Gea, or Ronaldo, but Ralf Rangnick himself clearly stating that Harry Maguire will be in the captain's armband. So I think he will return for tomorrow's game. I think it's definitely going to be Harry Maguire. So, guys, I think that's it. We've done close to 26 minutes. Thank you so much for joining the stream. I mean, I've just basically discovered that Tottenham could go third. It's pretty surprising how much Antonio Conte has changed. Obviously, they've got to win all three games in order to do that. So it's looking like a pretty tight race. West Ham could drop to sixth if they lose to Man United. Man United have a game in hand, but Arsenal have got two games in hand then. So it's pretty complicated. It's going to be a really tight race, guys. Morgan Trinidad says, is Pogba back or not yet? Pogba is back in training at the moment, but I don't think he's fit enough to basically be with the squad. I don't think he is. With Maguire, we can't play highline though. That is true, but I just don't see how he's not going to start Maguire. I mean, captain of the club, he's fit. Lindelof is injured. The only option, if basically he doesn't want to play Maguire, he could play Phil Jones, but I'm not sure Phil Jones is fully fit because I don't think he was in the squad for the last match, and he could play Matic as a centre back. That could work, but I think he is gonna pick Maguire. Maguire, guys. I don't think there's any way he's gonna drop the captain tomorrow, especially when Victor Lindelof is out for the game. I think Maguire is 100% gonna start. I don't think there's any doubt of that, unless Maguire has picked up a knock or something. So we have heard that McTominay has picked up a knock, but Ragnick said that he will be fit to play the game. So, guys, Man U next games in the Premier League, I would say we could go on a really good run because if we beat West Ham, then we've got obviously Burnley, Southampton, Leeds, all winnable games, Watford. So we could go on a 5 game unbeaten run. Then we've got tough games. We've got Man City, Tottenham, Liverpool, Leicester, Everton. So basically, the next 5 games is really important for Man United. So do we have an incoming player or not? I don't think we do, guys. I don't think it's possible. We've got like 10 days left, and 10 days for Man United to make transfers is less. So I don't think we are going to sign anyone. It's very unfortunate because now we're getting links that Julian Alvarez, the player who was supposed to sign for Man United, it was being dragged for 2 weeks that he is going to sign with Man United. We're getting news that now he's going to sign with Man City. So I have no idea how true that is, but it'll just be interesting that Man City is going to get a striker, even though they basically won the league. So, guys, we're roughly 30 minutes into the stream. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate all you guys, especially in the chat. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We've still got 5 people watching. Once again, if you haven't already, then please be sure to like, subscribe. So, that's for today's video, guys. And I guess I'll see you guys some other day. Hopefully, Man United can get a win tomorrow. Or it's going to be a really sad weekend for Man United fans. So, thank you for joining. And I guess I'll see you guys some other day.